I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude. So I was dead square in the middle of shooting a video. Wait a minute. Before I continue on, before I say exactly what's going on here, let me just say thank you for everybody who watches these videos and supports this little channel. I've said it many times, this is pretty much a zero growth channel, a zero to no growth channel. You know, we don't do brand new figures. We just talk about the stuff we want to talk about and talk with my friends out there in the internet land, because I've made some really good friends so far. And thank you for all of you guys who give us our support, what little there might be. It is very important because, you know, we do it just for the fun of it. You know, we do it because we are who we are. You know, I don't have to pretend to be anybody else. I can be the real me. You know, who is you know, I mean, sometimes I don't like that guy, but you know, whatever. Anyway, but I was dead square in the middle of shooting a video with both of these guys, featuring both of these guys, the Mezco Black Suit Superman and the Mafex, the Black Suit Superman. When I said, you know what, I'm thinking that, man, you know, it'd be cool. You know, it would be cool if Zod could make an appearance on this video. Now, you know, as someone who used to have to edit videos and shoot videos for a living many years ago, one of the worst things you could ever hear somebody say is, wouldn't it be cool if? Because that's going to bring everything to a halt. You need to tell these people, no, it wouldn't be cool if. You need to stick to the progress, stick to the script, stick to the plan. No, it would not be cool if. But wouldn't it be cool if I interrupted the video I was shooting and brought in Zod Steel Krypton? I forget who even makes this thing. Who makes this thing, man? I don't know. But we have this third party Zod figure. Obviously he's third party because otherwise it would say General Zod, not Steel Krypton. I have a feeling it might be PSER Toys. I don't know. We're not gonna guess. We're just gonna go ahead and show you the box, the House of Zod symbol. There's a Zod on the inside of this. The back of the box with Zod on his oxygen breathing mask that allows him to stand the atmosphere. Something that looks similar to Michael Shannon. But let's say, oh my goodness, I don't know, we were going to cut them open, but let's go ahead and just see what we got here by sliding them on out and take a closer look. Because let's do this, because, you know, just so you know, when I finish this video, one of these guys is going to snap his neck. So just so you know. And here goes, we're pulling Zod out the box. There you go. Is there anything inside this box? There is not anything inside this box. Okay, very good. Alrighty. General Zod. Oh, okay. I see we got a little Zod helmet here. Let's pull this plastic off. Okay. There we go. There goes Zod, looking pretty good. His hands are tumbling out. Zod is a tumbling out. Everything is a tumbling out. Let's get these hands to the side here. I see more hands. Oh, okay. Let's get this out of the box before I'm... And here goes Zod out of his package, looking very good, if I must say so myself. Surrounded by his accessories, which include 3 unmasked Zod heads, the translucent mask. It looks like 3.5 extra pairs of hands, a gauntlet to extract the codex from the blood of the son of Kal-El, Zor-El. Anyway, a gauntlet to extract the codex from the blood of Kal-El and his cape. But let's say we take a closer look at the Steel Krypton, or Krypton Steel. What do they call this thing? Steel Krypton. So, one of the things I was trying to do, because I know that the armor, all the armor comes off, and I was going to show you guys the Zod under here, but apparently it's much more complicated than just simply lifting off the armor. But at least you can see some of the under chainmail the Zod has on, his spandex onesie with the Zod House of Zod logo on his chest, and we went ahead and stuck on his Michael Shannon head, one of the three that comes with them. Issue with this head is that this is the only head that actually pegs into the body. This just sits on the body, so oh, there you go. It's not coming out now, but yeah, it just sits. It doesn't snap in. And so I don't know why. And I made the mistake of putting this thing on here, because when you put that on, looks cool, and then you take it off, the head goes with it, and now you have to go through the trouble of prying the head out of here. You know, so a couple of things I did notice, that this is his feet won't stay in completely, and I noticed these pegs because I was dealing with this with my Adam figure, because this apparently is not quite the same body as Adam. Adam is far more muscular, but it's the same company, and also the same company of the PSER Toys Superman that I had, which actually broke on me in the middle of me talking about it. For instance, here goes the Adam body, in which I decided, and there's a whole video on why this Adam body is wearing a Beast Kingdom Superman suit. Be on the lookout for that. But yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and stick back on his armor and continue on talking about Zod once we pry this head out from under here. And here goes General Zod. We put his gear back on, and we went ahead and put on his cape, which was also a pain in the butt. We'll take a closer look at old General Zod here. The cape had to go under this neck piece and then through this other piece, because otherwise you can't put it over that, because it won't stay down. And as we mentioned, the neck, it doesn't have a peg, so it just sits on his head like that. But let's look at this Michael Shannon face. I will admit that is a very nice, if not somewhat soft face. Like individual teeth, nice white in the goatee. Yeah, that's a nice face. I mean, the whole thing, the whole costume just looks amazing. The armor, it looks phenomenal. As I have said a few times before, the lights do help, especially accentuate some of the nuances and reflections of the armor, maybe more so than it, makes it look better than it actually is. But even in the rear, as you can see, Zod is looking really good. Some nice armor there. And Zod's cape is wired, as well as being a nice cloth cape, and the wire is a fairly strong one. So if Zod needs some dynamic action, he needs it to fly or flow to the left, he could do that, or flow to the right. There's no problem making the cape do any of that. Zod can handle that with pretty much ease. And as we mentioned, his heads are, since they don't peg in, they're pretty easy to check out. This is his standard looks like he's a slightly angry head there. I don't know what that is. This head, of course, is still trapped inside of this thing. I should probably try to get that out some kind of way. And this is a more calmer Zod head, at least as calm as Zod can be. Again, the heads are kind of soft. Michael Shannon or Zod, however you want to frame it, does have more lines, more life weathering than this rather smooth-skinned face. And this is the helmet that the only one with a peg that he came with in the box. Not quite sure which is the best way to display Zod, with this or with one of his Michael Shannon heads. His Michael Shannon heads are nice. And as we mentioned earlier, Zod does come with a host of hands, including this gauntlet with the Kodak signifier on it. I tried to put this on, but then getting it on, it seems to be smaller than the other gauntlet, so it was a little bit difficult to do. Also, despite the myriad of hands that my man comes with, I would suggest picking a pair and sticking with it because of my experience with PSER Toys and their breaking pegs. Their pegs here, in addition to difficult to get on and difficult to stay on, I don't know if you can see that, but the peg is really small. And it will break on you, so please be careful with that. And if you're curious how Zod moves under all this armor, again, it's a bit hindering, but Zod himself isn't the most agile guy. But nonetheless, as you can see, Zod has double jointed knees. He has, I think these are double jointed elbows, but I think the armor is keeping them from truly going as far back as they can. He can go out like so. It's like this arm is being snapped back by the material. This arm, not so much. Zod can go out so far before the material grabs hold. Zod has a bit of an ab crunch moving forward. Well, actually, it's a pretty good ab crunch before the material snaps him back a little bit. And he can go back pretty good. I don't know if because of this, I don't know if we can get Zod to kneel, but then Zod kneels before no man. It's like he has his feet have ankle rockers. They move back a little bit, forward a little bit better when they don't fall off. But that is to be expected because of this product. I am familiar with that. It's hard to get his arms up. And of course, like I said, the head is a bit of a conundrum because it doesn't peg in. The neck does all kinds of things. It goes all around. Yeah, the neck is highly articulated. But unfortunately, like I said, it does not peg in with the head, so you're kind of stuck with what you got there. But nonetheless, that is Zod's Zod is articulated, I think, as General Zod needs to be. General Zod isn't Spider-Man, but he can do probably enough things to pull off a General Zod pose that you would need him to do. And for a few quick size comparisons, here goes Steel Krypton next to the Zack Snyder Mafex Superman and the Zack Snyder Mezco Superman. As you can see, he's a touch taller than they are, but I think they scale well together. And here goes Steel Krypton next to a couple of McFarlanes. As you can see, they do not scale well. They dwarf old General Zod pretty easily. And if for some reason you wanted General Zod to hang out with your Marvel Legends and cross universes, as you can see, he scales very well with them also. And here goes Steel Krypton, or General Zod, whichever you want to call him, who is a awesomely frustrating figure, or a frustratingly awesome figure, either way you want to phrase it. He looks fantastic. Clearly, he looks fantastic. He has very nice accessories, including those soft Michael Shannon heads, which do look like Michael Shannon, just it looks like maybe a 24-year-old Michael Shannon as opposed to a 54-year-old Michael Shannon. But, oh my goodness, this dude here, His feet won't stay on. His hands won't stay on. His head doesn't peg in. Pieces of his armor fall off. Cape was really difficult to get in, but it does stay in, and it does look good. But I think as long as you stand him in a nice museum pose, problem with that is he also has weak ankles, and he will fall over. Okay, so grab a stand. Like this one I grabbed from the Mopx Superman, and put him on that, and have him tower over a Kal-El who will be kneeling before him, and you have yourself a nice figure. I don't remember what I paid for this guy. I feel like I paid a lot, but like I said earlier in the year, even though I have broken my vow not to buy anything in 2025, I have bought a lot less. I am just going to start grabbing things off the shelf and showing you good people these things. Like Steel Krypton, nice figure, awesome looking figure. Quality Nightmare, awesome looking figure.